Hopefully these zoom right through. Good? Okay, good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 4th, 2024 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please. Here?
Here.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of December 28th, 2023.
Motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 5 is bid openings. I don't see any. Number 6 is matters from other department heads or their representatives. Anybody? Okay, moving on to correspondence. Letter A, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the approval of the resignation of Officer Iman White, effective the close of business on January 14th, 2024. The resignation of Corporal Charlie Mixon, effective the close of business on December 31st, 2023. The approval for FTO specialty pay effective January 1st, 2024 for Officers Adam Sellis and Daniel Persick, and a disciplinary action matter.
Motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval for the request for proposals to solicit firms to design a new Nickby Westlake train station.
Good morning to the board. We have a procedure where we'd like to solicit for architect design firms to design a new train station in downtown Hammond at Russell Street. And this is in the plan that we have. There's funding that's been made available by the forum or through the READY grant applications that Hammond has made for improvements to downtown for right around the train station. And so ask for your approval.
Motion to approve the request.
I second.
All in favor, excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick, I want Dean to explain that also so there's a federal regulation called 2 CFR 200 that we've been required when federal grant funds are used, there needs to be a protocol policy in place, which is in place, and then this is the first, I think, right, Dean, the first RFP that we're using for that protocol.
True.
Yep, so there'll probably be a resolution before you in the next couple weeks regarding that protocol, just to make sure that you guys are all, that we're all on the same page on it. But this is something that's required under the federal guidelines, and we've been asked by the forum,
Yes.
Northwest Indiana Forum, to adopt those,
Okay.
those guidelines. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor, you got anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Letter C, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval for J&J Newell Concrete Contractors to extend contract prices for one additional year for the 2023 annual sidewalk repair program.
We talked to the contractor, asked them if they'd be willing to hold their prices so we could continue with the ongoing contract. They have agreed, and so we'd ask for the board's approval to continue that contract one additional year.
Very nice.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. D, letter of representation received from Smith Sursick submitted for approval.
This is our annual request to represent the city, just because I'm head of the law department, I need to have it go through the board and also through the city controller's office. So I would appreciate the board's consideration and request its approval.
It has been signed by the controller, so.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 8, matters from matters from board members? Nothing? Okay, moving on to number 9, new business, letter A, second extension for agreement to rehabilitate for property located at 941 Reese Avenue, submitted for approval.
I believe this was before you a couple times, but we were waiting for signature. Hopefully the one you have today has a signature.
I don't see it.
34.
You have it?
Let me see if it's in here. Got it? Back of this one.
Is that it?
I think it might be connected.
Stuck? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because mine should only be a page or two. Yeah, there you go. And Mr. President, does that have a expiration date on the top?
Yes, March 1st, 2024.
Okay, so I'd request the rehabilitation agreement's approval and a request for status at the end of February, closest to March 1st, whatever our meeting date is.
You said March or April?
Oh, did you say March 1st, Jeff?
Yeah, so February.
Yeah,
Okay.
end of February.
So, okay. Motion to approve and set for status for February 29th, 2024.
229?
Yep.
All right, leap
I
year.
second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Well, I'm stuck here now, okay. Letter B, garage sale permit submitted for approval. That's all good.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter C, demolition hearings. We're going to go one at a time. I'm not going to read them all off. We're going to start with letter A, 5629 Calumet Avenue.
Okay, just at the outset, Mr. President, and to set the record, I have, let's see, 5629 Calumet's not going to be heard, just so you know. So the first one we have is going to be 7132 Chestnut.
Okay, so we're just moving past letter A?
Yep.
Okay.
Letter A
Okay.
is going to be deferred until we have some work to do on the title work there.
Okay,
and
then we're
notice.
moving on to letter B, 7132 Chestnut, the garage.
Correct. And so just to set the record, so I don't have to do this for every one of them, I want to, number one, give the board a binder that has photos that were taken at the time of the original demolition. And then I've got some updated photos from the inspectors as we move through it. Also, I want to set forth that under the Unsafe Building Act, the building commissioner and the inspections department has undertaken service by certified mail, regular mail, publication twice, 1 week apart, last publication more than 10 days prior to this hearing, and posting on the premises. And we have provided the board with proof of that service, and so that the board's findings reflect a reasonable effort at service. And I believe that on all these that has been accomplished, so that those that have been noticed to come to this hearing have been noticed properly. Also, I'd like to note for the record that it is the building commissioner, the enforcement authority, which is the inspections department and the building commissioner. It's their opinion that these properties are unsafe buildings or premises under the act, and that they qualify because of both the condition of the property and or the vacant nature of the property, and that effect on both the neighborhood and the community. So with that, I think we can proceed to 7132 Chestnut. This is a garage only. The owner's listed as Deborah Brown at that same address. As you can see, the garage has been boarded up on all sides. It appears to have fire damage. I've got some more recent property photos that I believe, Rich, did you take that? Jason did. Okay, these are, 5th District. So you can see it's still in the same condition. We do have good service, as I mentioned. No one appears. We would request the order be entered. Oh, I'm sorry? Somebody just came in? 7132 Chestnut?
No, 6351 Jefferson Avenue.
All right. That's okay? 7132 Chestnut, last call? All right, no one appears. We would request the order be entered as presented.
Motion to approve the order as presented and entered.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter C, 251 Detroit Street.
Okay, 251 Detroit, Ms. La Paz is present. She's the owner at that address. The inspection report, as you can see, Ms. La Paz, you can come up. I also want to present the board with some more recent photos that were taken by Ms. Batista. Rob Schultz is also here. He's the inspector, of course, for the 3rd District. This property, the inspection report shows the property with sagging roof, gutters missing, windows are in bad shape, awnings are also in bad shape, along with significant damage to the fascia and soffit. The property needs painting. The garage is open to the elements, and a lot of rotting wood. Until I saw Ms. La Paz this morning, we had not had contact from the owner. City's position is that this property needs to be repaired very quickly or demolished. Ms. La Paz indicated that she does reside there, so I'll let the board hear from her, and I guess we can go from there.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Could you just give us your name, please?
Brenda De La Paz.
Thank you. You could go,
as-
just give us an idea of if you understand everything he said and what you
Yeah.
intend to do going forward.
As I'm going forward, I got estimates for roof already, so I'm planning to do that this spring as soon as, I can. It is a little pricey, so that's why I waited a while. I did have some people come do an estimate to the siding.
Can you push the mic down a little bit? He's saying can't hear you. Okay, there you go. You're good.
I did have somebody come to look at the siding and everything else. But as you know, it's expensive, to do everything at once. So I'm starting with the roof this spring. And
So
then
that's-
move on to everything, the siding and windows.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but, so the spring is the soonest you're able to get to any of the stuff that was mentioned?
Yes. Well,
So
yeah,
go ahead.
well, the roof.
Okay,
Because
gotcha.
it's the biggest.
Yeah, we've had properties that are in bad shape before where, the owners want to try to save it, and just financially it becomes very difficult. And so I think in those situations, what we've done in the past is, it would be the city's recommendation to enter the order and to stay that order to allow Ms. De La Paz an opportunity to get the inspection done through inspections, and then to see what it actually is there. So then she can make a determination on how to approach it, and to make sure she has contractors that are licensed with the city and that she's following those rules. And the contractors are contractors that we know and are licensed, and so she doesn't make the mistake of hiring an unlicensed contractor that could set her back. So, I would request that the board enter the order based on the condition of the property, but that we set this over for a status maybe in 4 weeks to allow Ms. De La Paz the opportunity to pay for an inspection. Because under a demo order, you won't be able to start the roof without inspection being done first on the whole property. So we're going to need to have that done.
And how much is an inspection?
150.
So do you understand that, ma'am? We're going to enter the order today, but it's a process. It's not going to be like we're going to come try to tear it down tomorrow or something. In the meantime, you need to pay the 150, get an inspection, so that you and the city know how much repair is going to be needed, and then we'll meet again after that, once that takes place.
Okay.
You understand that?
Kelly, do you have a card? Okay, and Mr. Kearney will give you a card so you know where to go and pay for that inspection, and then we can get that done and set it for status maybe for,
20, you want to use that same date?
well, Kelly, or is Bill here?
No, he's off.
No. Okay, so I don't know how backed up Bill is on inspections, but I guess maybe set it for a month to make sure she's paid for it, and that if it's set, we can just kind of continue it from there.
February 1st? February 8th? What, you have a
Maybe the
preference?
8th.
February 8th? Okay.
Can you come back on the 8th, Ms. De La Paz?
Yeah, I mean, I work, but,
Okay.
and I'm also the only income in my home, so. And I help my mom because she lost her vision. So I'm helping her with her stuff.
Yeah, and we're gonna do everything we can to try to help you out. I think that's the point here, is we're not gonna come and knock your house down, so.
Right.
We wanna make sure we can try to help you through it and see what other resources are available from the city to help. Okay?
So do we absolutely have to have her back, or can she communicate with Kelly and Kelly let her know what's going
Yeah,
on?
she's paid for the inspection, and that's moving. I don't wanna stop her from getting to work. Right. So, if we can set it for the 8th, and then as long as you stay in communication with Mr. Kearney,
Okay.
I think that'll help, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll be in
Set
touch.
status for the 8th then. Okay.
Okay. Motion to approve the order and set this matter for status for February 8th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to letter D, 6333 Garfield Avenue, front and garage.
6333 Garfield. So Miss Michelle Redfield is here, as well as David Short, who is the co-signer on the loan, and I believe we might have somebody online that's here present too. If you're here for 6333 Garfield, could you just identify yourself? Anybody here for that
Hi,
project?
this is Attorney Dustin Smith. Yeah, Dustin Smith here on behalf of Bank of America.
Okay, so, and I think Mr. Short and Ms. Redfield, you guys can come up. So this property, I've got some more recent photos as well. These are the updated photos for 63 Garfield. This property is, my understanding is that there's some litigation involved with Ms. Redfield and her husband regarding this property. Mr. Short is the co-signer of the loan. The inspector notes that the property's been cited and defaulted with no improvements. being made. There appears to be a large amount of rotting wood in the backyard, piles of trash, garage is boarded up, the chimney appears to be in some rough condition, and there's a vacant car with a broken window on the property. And the property, I would describe it as it being in general disrepair, as you can see from the photos. So it'd be our request that the order be entered as presented. I'd like to hear from Mr. Short as to the condition. It's also my understanding that both Mr. and Mrs. Redfield are hearing impaired, and so I believe he's going to speak on their behalf, on her behalf.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Short.
Good morning.
Could you just give us an idea what your plans are going forward with the house?
Well, actually, I want to get the price on how much it costs to repair it. So, her mother-in-law going to pay for it to be repaired. And so I had to get a contractor to do it. So as soon as I can get a contractor, I can get it done.
So we probably need the inspection again, scheduled?
What we'd like to do, though, is to set for a pretty quick status to make sure that the garbage and trash and the empty car are moved out of there. That's got to be done very quickly, because, if that stuff is still there, which I don't have any reason to believe it's not, it's just got to get cleaned up, just for the neighbors.
Mr. Short, do you understand that part of it? Can you
Yes,
make
yes.
those cleanups right away?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so if we gave you maybe a couple weeks, is that enough time to at least get the stuff cleaned up? And we'll schedule an inspection for the house also during that time.
Like I say, I'm not I don't live there, but I'm gonna try to get someone to clean it up. I don't live there. That's-
Okay, who's going to be responsible for who would be responsible for cleanup? Would it be Ms. And she can come up if she'd like.
She doesn't hear, so.
Okay, so, number one, can we make sure we have a sign language interpreter here next time, whenever we set it for status for this? And then number two, I guess, I'm just concerned that Ms. Redfield's not hearing what we're communicating, so that's a big concern of mine.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if we should not do anything until
Yeah.
next week, maybe?
Yeah,
Try to,
let's set it for the 11th.
okay?
And then can you have Ms. Redfield here on the 11th? We'll make sure we have a sign language interpreter.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So like I say, I'm new to this. I don't
That's
know
okay. Yeah,
who
we
I can get to clean this up, I've never been through this before, so.
I think the board's gonna reset it for next Thursday. If you could just make sure to bring Ms. Redfield along, and then if you talk to anybody between now and then that can help clean it up, that's what we need to know,
Okay,
all right?
okay,
Mr. Short, so just so you know, nothing's going to happen until next Thursday, until we meet with you again.
right.
Okay?
Right,
Okay. Thank you very much, then we'll
Okay.
see you next Thursday.
okay,
right.
and
I
thank you.
think Linda's signing to hers a little bit. I didn't know. If you do that, that's great. All right, so, got it, Linda? Are you good? Okay. Okay, great.
Motion to defer the matter to,
I just want to make sure if Dustin had anything. Dustin, did you have anything else?
No, sir, I'm just here to observe and see what the borrower's plans are for the property so I can report that back to my client.
Okay,
Okay.
so it sounds like we're going to reset it for next week, but,
Okay.
motion to defer the matter to February 11th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to letter E, 424 Goslin, AKA 4504 Toll.
all right, 424 Goslin, also known as 4504 Toll. I've got some updated photos here that were taken by Mr. Castro recently, showing the current condition of the property. I'll give those to the board. So this property.
Sorry, sir.
Originally, I believe, is known as 4504 Toll. It's owned by a trust in Munster, with a Munster address. According to the inspector, there's a very high fence at the property. All windows are covered, and the owner is not allowed any registration as a vacant property. It's believed that it's vacant. Facade at the front quarter of the building is missing, and the water has had no account for the property since 2002. So there's at least some indication that we believe it's a vacant property. And we just want to find out and hear from the owner. I know Mr. Castiglione is here, so I'm sure he's going to give us a little bit of an update.
Okay, I hired a contractor to come and do the asphalt.
The asphalt, okay, so and you have an application?
Yes, but the inspector said that they cannot approve it because of the timeline, they had to wait.
Because of the demolition hearing, right?
And then, not because of that, because of the timing.
Timing, okay,
There's no asphalt approved now,
because of the winter.
the winter. Then I removed the plywood out of the windows, which you got it on the pictures.
Okay, so you want to,
And
It looks like that window was replaced, right?
the
That one
window's
win-
been like that for forever. I have that permit for the electrical. I had the permit for the
Hey,
plumbing.
Kev, can you have him move up to the mic?
yeah, Mr. Castiglione, if you could
There you go.
I had permits for everything except that I've been told that they want to take the property because they want to put a gas station there. So I've been commercial, paying taxes, commercial, and they say that I'm residential, non-conforming. I was never taking the court for it. I have permits for electrical, for plumbing, for drywall, for everything. But they want my property because they want to put a gas station there.
Who is they?
My lawyer knows who. I can speak of that, but
who's your lawyer?
John Davis.
Is Mr. Davids here today?
No, he needs, because of the holidays, he had to go for a medical thing, so he told me if he needs to be present, he needs at least 30 days.
Okay, and he can always attend by Zoom, too. So you can
Well-
just let him know that.
Okay,
All
but
right.
he said if need a continuance, he needs 30 days to come, just like the inspector needed a time to approve that.
So maybe Mr. Castro could also testify as to what, although I don't want to cut you off, Mr. Castiglione, if you had anything else you wanted to say.
So, well, can I just, one more question, what are your plans for the property going forward?
I got a buyer, they want to buy it, but I've been not able to sell it because they got me on the demolition thing, so I need to clear that up. I'm selling everything, I'm 67 years old, I'm done with all my
Do you know what
properties.
the buyer intends to do with the property if you
I
sell
believe
it?
he wanted to put it at a pizza place.
And it hasn't been on the demo list that long. I mean, it's only been on the demo list for, since I sent out the notice, which I think I have to look at the date on.
I took the windows were covered because I was afraid that somebody was going to break in because I using it as a warehouse. I got all my air conditions and units, expensive stuff inside, so I bought it, that thing.
Right.
But then my neighbor across the street got cameras now, so now I took the plywood off.
No, but do you understand what he's saying? It hasn't been on the demolition list that long, so did the buyer just come available in the last week or
Well,
so?
It was under demolition since 2013. It's a document, they did it back on the 13, and then it's in and out. Then my tax number is being changed, it's a whole mess. My address is 424 Gosland, and it became 4504. The next street over is 524, just like me, 423, but that's a different issue. I just want to get out of it, sell my properties, because it's getting out of control.
Do you have any time frame when you'd be able to sell it?
I got an appraiser that came in, and as soon as the appraisal comes through, I hope the guy is ready to buy it.
Okay, then we should probably, if you could just step aside 1 second, sir.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Myself and both Nick Farrell, the Code Enforcement Commissioner, have had issues at this property for many years. We had a long-running court case in city court that was heard about it. We've tried to do inspections inside this property numerous times, and Mr. Castiglione has refused us. He had a company or a tenant that wanted to move in there last year. We showed up out there for an inspection for the business license and everything and was refused entry into the property. He's done work at the property, which we've stopped work ordered at times, including the driveway, as you can see. Now he has a permit application, I guess, for somebody to finally fix it. It's just been an ongoing issue for many years, and we're just trying to get, last year we sent out the letters for vacant property registration, and he had an attorney show up at the office, and then they refused to register it. Both this one and the other, the old restaurant on Cameron, I believe.
Well, so the question I have is, if we approve this order today and he's trying to sell it, we're going to hinder that, correct? I mean, what do we do?
Technically, no. If he notifies the new owner that, of the demolition process, I mean, we've had properties change hands multiple times in the city that were already on the demo list. So if he just notifies the new owner of the demolition statement, an order, if it's issued, then that would clear Mr. Castiglione's responsibility.
Yeah, the only one, so far, the only permit he has is for the driveway, is that correct? Okay.
In
Okay,
either, excuse me,
sorry, it's
Board,
okay.
new owner, in either case, the inspection is going to be necessary. We have to establish what's inside, what's the condition of the property inside. We have not been allowed to do the inspection. So if he sells a property and the owner knows that it is on a demolition list, we'll still need to do that inspection. So going forward, we're going to have this inspection done before we can take it off the list and establish what work needs to be done.
Yeah, and I guess the question I'd have for Mr. Castiglione is that it appears to have been vacant for some time, and there's an ordinance that requires vacant properties to be registered. So I don't know, Mr. Castiglione, if you could address how long the property's been vacant. It appears it's been vacant for a decade, maybe?
Yeah, the problem is.
He has to come back to the mic again.
The reason the property is vacant because they refuse to give me the water. I'm paying taxes as commercial, I'm paying taxes, water bills, everything is commercial, but they will not give me the permit for me to open up a business. So I'm using it as a warehouse, and I just pay over $2,000 to have, it's a company that came in and inspected everything. It's an engineer company out of Highland, where they give me the okay, everything is totally up to code. I got permits that were put in for electrical, for plumbing, for everything. But it's a hassle, and I told them before, Callahan demanded a bribe, and I will never pay a bribe.
Well, I'm not going to get into that today,
I know,
but
but
what
I'm
is
just
your?
telling you, and I got the proof too.
Okay, but what is your objection for the city inspecting
To
the
just,
property?
they want me to pay money to inspect it, and when they come in like vultures, and they start picking out and things like they did before. It's what I went and pay a lot of money to have it inspected, and I got professional engineering company that came and approved the whole thing. That is,
Sir, I don't
nothing wrong
want to
with it.
interrupt you, but this is an argument you're going to lose. So you either pay the $150 to get the inspection
oh, I don't have a
done.
problem paying $150. They wanted almost $500.
No, it's $150, right? That's what we said. So,
Okay.
and I don't understand why you're fighting that so much. It's not that much money to get an inspection done, and then you'll have an idea what's needed. Whoever else you had it done, and whoever's trying to buy your property for a gas station, we have nothing to do
I
with
don't
any
have a
of that
problem
stuff.
for the
Okay.
inspection, long as they don't,
So can you get the inspection scheduled immediately?
well, not immediately, because I'm leaving town. I got it, my daughter's moving back into Illinois
Okay,
from
so
Georgia. I
when's
need
the
at least
soo-
30 days.
When's the, no, you can't, we can't have 30 days. It should be scheduled, but it should be scheduled immediately.
As long as it's paid for, Mr. Castiglione, soon, like you can go down right now and pay $150 for the demo inspection, then we know it will get scheduled.
Okay.
That's all I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can do that?
Yeah, I can pay the $150.
Okay, so then we're going to
That's
enter the
exciting.
order.
Yeah, and I still would request the order be entered. We'll stay the order pending the inspection. So that'll allow Mr. Castiglione and the inspector to meet out there, figure out what they want to do with the property, and move from there. So I don't have a problem as long as Mr. Castiglione pays it. We can set it for status. Kelly, how long do you think before Mr. Luter would get over there?
Within 30 days.
So,
That's fine.
We're
30
good, we're all
days
good
is
with
fine, yeah.
that,
They
okay.
give me time to go move my daughter back into
that's
So-
the
so 30 days is good, as long as he pays it.
It was February 2nd. February 1st?
That's fine.
Okay, everybody's good with
Then
that?
what I'm
Okay.
gonna do, I'm gonna remove all, because I got it as a warehouse, I'm gonna take everything out.
That's up to you.
That's up to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion to enter the order and set the matter for status for February 1st, 2024.
I second.
So,
All-
I'm sorry.
That's okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Castiglione, you'll be here on the first, but pay downstairs the 150, okay, 150, okay.
Okay, moving on to letter F, 6349 through 6351 Jefferson Avenue.
Yeah, 6349 to 6351 Jefferson. The owner's listed as a Bruce Kimbrell. We've had no contact with the owner, although I believe someone's here today. Hi.
Yeah, my father passed away in May.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but
Okay.
just give me 1 second to set the record here. The property, as you can see by the photos, do you have those?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Appears to be in disrepair with rotting fascia, lack of gutters, as well as rotting stairs in the front. There's a significant amount of overgrowth throughout the yard and a lot of rotting wood. The windows appear to be also in disrepair. This property was cited in court since 2021 with no improvements being done since that time. We've had several neighbor complaints. There's also an issue of a homestead being on the property, but it sounds like Mr. Kimbrell passed away in May, so that may just be wrapped up in his estate. So could we have, and so the city's position is that we would request the order of demolition or repair to be entered as presented. Of course, your name, ma'am?
My name's Christina Fulton.
Can you, ma'am, can you step up to the mic and give your name again?
No, go right ahead.
Can you give your name one more time?
Christina Fulton.
Okay.
Ms. Fulton, did you get notice of this?
Yeah, at my dad's house just recently. I had no idea that he's been in court this long.
Can you give us your address so we can make sure to give you, are you the executor of this?
I'm the oldest child, so I've been taking care of everything.
Okay, is there an estate open yet or not?
I was told by a lawyer that I just needed to make sure I paid on the house, so it didn't go into probate, which is what I've been doing. I've been taking care of the NIPSCO, the water,
Taxes.
the house, everything. Well, it comes out with the house payment. And I've been in there trying to work on the house.
Do you want us to continue to send you notice at the house address, or do you want us to send it to you?
You can send it here, or you can send it to mine. My address is 2824 West 41st Avenue,
Okay, what city?
Gary, Indiana,
What's the zip?
46408.
Okay.
I've had my brother-in-law out to look at the faucets and everything to tell us what we need to do for it. I talked to Sunco, which is a solar power company, that they're willing to put the solar powers on. It'll be and then they'll fix the roof too. So it'll all be like a bundle deal. I've been working with him the last couple days. I just found, because I've been trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, because there's no way I can get this done in 2 weeks when I got the notice. So I just came to court to, I am working on it.
So our city's position would be to enter the order based on the condition of the property, allow Ms. Fulton time to have the property inspected by the city, and then come back after that, and hopefully she'll have a plan to rehabilitate it. We can enter into a rehab agreement, and hopefully she'll fix it up and get it off the demo list. So
My plan is to fix it.
Did you hear the process?
Yeah.
Schedule the inspection as soon as
Yeah.
you can,
Yep,
and then we can go from there.
yeah. I'll have to figure out the $150 in my bills, but my dad's lived here for almost 35 years, so I'm not trying to get rid of the house.
No, we'll try to help you as much as we can.
Okay.
How much time for status, Kevin?
I think a month, and that'll, at least if you can,
29?
and that'll allow time to
again?
have her pay for the inspection during that time.
The inspection, what, you come to the house and tell me what else needs to be done?
Yeah,
Try to
so-
fix it as much as I can, and then,
It may not happen within a month, just depends on Mr. Luter's schedule, but we need you to pay for it before that time.
Okay.
To come back.
okay.
Okay, and then that way we'll know that you're working towards a resolution.
Yeah, because I'll have to wait till
And the
payday.
city will work with you as long as you really want to fix it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you pay for the inspection, they tell you what's wrong, maybe you can sign an agreement at some point that you'll get it fixed over a certain amount of time, so just don't be
yeah,
too
because there was a
upset
sticker
today.
on it, and we cut down, because we went out of town and we came back and there was an orange sticker on it, and it said to cut down all the trees. I guess everything he had planted there was growing up everywhere. And we came in the yard and tore down everything, cut it all down. I guess it was 6 feet higher. I took the sticker off the door. On November 9th, someone stole the van out of the property. I reported that to the police because I went out of town, and when I came back, the van was gone. Because I left it, it's my van. And it was his, but it's mine. And I plated it, put the new plate on it, and sat there, and it was there on Monday. When I came back on Thursday, it was gone. So I'm there working on the house. I am trying to get it all fixed back up.
Okay, we're gonna set this for status for February 1st, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Motion to set the matter to approve the order and set it for status for February 1st, 2024.
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter G, 4626 Johnson Avenue, rear.
Yes, that was quite a streak of everybody here. So here we go, 4626 Johnson rear. We have some updated photos. It doesn't look like it's changed since the photos that you see. This is only the rear of the property. Mr. Villanueva from that address is the owner. It's in some sort of like modified construction. It looks like maybe a coach house or a rental in the back. There was a stop work order in 2019, and nothing's been done since that time. It stays in that state. We'd request that the order be entered as presented. You can see it's still kind of all,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's nobody here.
Motion to enter the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving on to letter H, 1306 Sherman, the garage.
1306 Sherman Garage.
That's been demoed.
Yeah, self-demoed, so we would dismiss
No,
order demolition.
no action necessary?
No.
Okay. Okay, moving on to letter I, 1170 Sibley.
1170 Sibley. The owner's listed as a Joyce Globkey from Dyer. The property appears to be fully boarded up but in significant disrepair. Water's off as of July 2021. Board up has been called twice. The fire department's been called out in 2020 for conditions inside with deteriorating plaster. It's been vacant. The vacant property form has been filed, but the property, considering its condition, I believe we need to enter the order for demolition. I do have updated photos that show its current condition as well that I'm showing to the board, and it has not improved.
Okay.
Motion to enter the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter J, 607 State Street, front and garage.
607 State, so this is a commercial property. Mr. Pavel Garos is here, who's also a resident of our city, and he's owned the property since 2021. Mr. Castro had an opportunity to talk to him. It sounds like what's going to happen is, and I've explained the process to him, and actually he's obviously seen it because he's been here for the last half hour. It'd be the city's request that we enter the order, but set it for status. I think a lot of it has to do with just like exterior cleanup with the spray
Looks like it,
paint.
yeah.
Sounds like it's in relatively good condition, and I'll let Mr. Garros kind of address the board as to what his plan is going to be.
So when I purchased 607 State, we put in a new roof, cleaned it out, and kind of kept it waiting for the downtown to change a little bit, so we can put in either a cafe or a restaurant there at that location. But they just started doing the private condominiums, so within a year or two, I think something viable would happen.
So it seems like most of the problems are cosmetic, but how soon do you think you could get this?
The cosmetics could be done relatively soon. I have the demo inspection done. I have it set up with Mr. Luter on Monday, so.
Yeah, so things are moving. That's a good thing. I think he's already paid for the inspection.
So 2 weeks, a month?
I think if we could go February 8th.
February 8th?
Give time for the inspection to be done, him to do the cosmetic stuff, and we'll check back.
We're going to enter the order, right?
Yeah, request the order be entered, just.
Gotcha.
And we can modify that or vacate it, maybe even by February, as long as things are moving.
Gotcha.
Motion to enter the order and set the matter for status for February 8th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming.
Do I have to come back?
February 8th, or just touch base with Rich and just make sure.
Letter K, 658 State Street.
658 State. This is a commercial property on State Street. It's in significant disrepair. The owner's listed as an Alfredo Corneo with the Calumet City address. It's a brick commercial structure, significant disrepair, including the front and back. The concrete blocks over the windows and boards are up on the property. No utilities connected. Buffalo box was taken out in 2012. NIPSCO was disconnected in 2017, and there was a default judgment in court in 2019. So this property has continued to be cited. I can also show the board some updated photos.
Is that him right there? Is that you, sir?
All right, Mr. Corneo's here. So, given the condition of the property and the fact that it's been vacant or appears to be vacant with no electricity for some time, we believe the property should be demolished. You can see the condition of the property. In fact, I just want to show Mr. Corneo's photos. Mr. Corneo, this is some photos that were taken recently. Does that show the property we're here about? And is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and come on up and you can speak to the board.
Sir, could you give us your name first?
Alfredo Cornejo.
Okay, and then give us an idea what's been happening the last couple of years with the property and what you intend to do with it?
Hopefully, I really want to repair it. Just use it for storage, mostly. But if I really want to keep it, repair it.
So are you opposed to then paying for an inspection as soon as possible so that we can get somebody out there right away?
No, that's fine.
And then that'll give you an idea of what's needed?
Exactly.
You understand
Yes.
that?
Yes, sir.
The city have any objection to that?
No objection to that. I just have a couple questions for Mr. Corneo.
Okay.
Mr. Corneo, how long has the property been vacant?
Years.
Like over a decade, or how long have you owned it?
About 11, 12 years.
Has it been vacant that whole time?
Nah, I was using it for storage and still some stuff there, but it's over 5 years.
Okay, and do you believe you have the financial capacity to fix it up if it?
I will, I'm in the process of getting a loan since I got this, and I should be able to. I mean, once I get that inspection, I'll have a better idea.
Right.
If, and-
So that's why it's good to get that paid for right away.
Yes.
The sooner the better. Okay, so we'll,
Go to maybe February 8th.
Okay.
In case Mr. Luder gets backed up.
okay. You available that day, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
So the inspection should be done by that time, right?
Well, it should be paid for sure by then. Whether it's done or not depends on his schedule, okay?
So you can go downstairs and pay for it. Mr. Kearney will give you a card.
Motion
Come
to
back here
enter,
on the 8th.
Correct, yes, sir.
motion to enter the order and set it for status for 2/8/2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to letter L, 944 State Street.
944 State. They've come into the office, I think, Rich said.
Yes, they were
recently.
in the office.
Step up to the mic, please. Up to the mic,
Step up
please.
to the mic, yeah. We get scolded.
Yes, representatives of Lakeside Land Trust did come into the office just before the holidays and were made aware of this. I believe they,
They paid for an inspection.
yes, they paid for the inspection. So,
And the inspection report, at least the initial inspection report, now Mr. Luder shows there's no electric or gas meter. The water's been off since September of 2020. Cut and cleans were done on the property in 2022 and 2023, which of course is a really bad, because the city's expending money
Right.
on that. And these folks out in Cherville are just, they come in because they got a demo notice, which I guess is a good thing, but we need to really take them to task
yeah,
on this.
I actually believe they were not aware that the property was vacant for the last 2 years. So I don't know if there's a problem with their bookkeeping or
Yeah, they
if
should have
somebody,
seen the cut and cleans on the taxes though, so.
yeah.
All right, so, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Who did they think was in there then?
There wasn't the tenant that was registered in there in 2022, because when I was at the property, there was a note.
They didn't notice nobody was paying rent? I mean,
Who they were.
yeah,
I don't know, yeah, I don't know if they were paying rent or not.
So I
okay,
request the order be entered as presented and see where the inspection goes.
okay.
Motion to enter the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter M, 1132 State Street, the garage.
That's been self-demoed. Yeah, a permit was pulled yesterday for it.
Okay, so no action necessary for that.
Nope, we would dismiss the order, or the request for an order.
Gotcha. Okay, letter N, 4636 Toll Avenue, front and garage.
So this is listed as a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Truckee, from that address. It appears to be boarded up and vacant with significant disrepair, including garbage throughout. The inside of the property, throughout the inside, the screen door has been torn off, soffit fascia, roof in disrepair, roof's caving in. It's boarded up in December of '22 and 2 times since then. Cut and clean was being done by the city. Water's been off since August of '22. I've got updated photos which show very similar condition of the property as those photos.
Gotcha,
But unfortunately, we also have a bunch of trash in the yard, so.
okay.
I don't believe anyone's here. Due to the failure to appear and having good service, we'd request the order be entered as presented.
Motion to enter the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter O, 5426 Wood, the garage.
Oh, somebody is here. All right, so the owner is listed as a trust at this address. The garage is kind of like a red barn-like structure in significant disrepair, in need of a roof, siding, and a door repair. There's a hole evident in the roof with debris in the garage. And I just want to ask this gentleman, are you the owner, sir?
I have a land contract for the property.
Land contract. So that land contract, did you get notice of this?
I did.
Okay, so you must be on the notice. Let me just make sure we have that on wood. This is on wood, right?
Yes, sir.
Just make sure you came up on notice. Okay, I only have, is it Marlon Lyles?
Correct.
Okay, so I have Mr. Lyles here as getting notice. And are you living in the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you understand, is this a pretty much a good,
Absolutely.
that's what the property looks like as far as the garage is concerned?
Absolutely. Mhm.
Okay, so here's some updated photos for the board. Mr. Lyles is identified as being the condition of the property. Given the condition of the garage, the city's position is it needs to be knocked down, but of course, we'd like to hear from Mr. Lyles as what the plan is.
So no, I actually agree with that. Rich and I have conversed about that garage extensively, and I want to get it tore down. So I can't afford to do it, so I would prefer for the city to do it. Rich did explain to me, though, that there would be a fine imposed, which is fine with me. We can get paid, but we would like to get it torn down.
Not a fine, but a lien.
A lien on the
That's what-
property.
okay, yeah. Okay, and you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
And you have no objection to the order being entered to knock the garage down?
No.
Okay.
Motion to approve the order.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Lyles.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
that's all we have.
Okay,
Kevin, can I make a comment? I want to apologize for my comment. I just find out that he passed away, and I'm so sorry.
who passed away?
Callahan.
Oh, I got you.
Oh.
And I made a stupid comment because I was angry, but I apologize.
Okay, thank you very
I'm so
much.
sorry.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
And so feel sorry for his family.
okay, we appreciate it, thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay, thanks for coming back.
Okay, moving on to number 10, old business, letter A, status for 5235 State Line. Good morning.
This is the Judy's Music Store. We were up here a couple weeks ago. Everybody's here again. The real issue really is just, when we were here on November 30th, we talked about the fact that a new tap was needed. The subfloor and the roof was done. Mr. Soto appeared here. The big issue is that it's only 40% complete, and we have a rehab agreement that is expired now almost close to a year. So we really just need to hear from Mr. Flores, who's the owner. That's why we set it for today, to actually get them in here to hear from them, so.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Can you give us your name, please?
Martin Flores,
Okay. And can you please tell us what the delay on getting the repairs done is?
I'm just here to translate on behalf of the contractor, Soto's General Construction.
Okay, you might have heard the rehabilitation order has been expired for over a year. What's the delay?
Dice que,
Can you step up to the mic too, both of you?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
que cuál es el problema por que no habían hecho lo de el retraso de la construcción, pues.
el retraso, la luz,
Okay.
la luz y la
Just
luz.
when we started doing the work on the property, has been a lot of delays that we have ran into as far as like just getting the electrical back on and then getting the new tap in. There was some confusion of where to actually tap in for the new water line, but there has been a lot of progress in the property, in the interior. And I just, about a week ago, they just got a new, the electrical service, so the meter boxes are good on the outside. The second floor has pretty much all the rough in for all the electrical, so there has been quite a bit of progress. He just, I guess he would just need an extension on the demolition, but he is moving forward. There has been payments and there has been construction moving forward.
Okay, but two questions. You said there's been a lot of progress, but we've just heard that only 40% of the repairs have been done. And the problems that you ran into, why didn't he contact the city and let them know that there were issues that he was dealing with?
I am assuming that there was a miscommunication. He wasn't aware of the situation of him having the progress has, let's just say, the progress on the property, it was just, how can I explain this to you? The biggest issue was just the problems that they ran into. So the new tap-in, for the thing, we have a crawl space, so majority of the work can be completed at a faster rate. It's just that put us in a delay to completing everything, to be able to cover the floor, just to make it more accessible for the plumber and for the HVAC to be ran. So everything was covered on the ground and everything, and that's the reason why we had that delay. It's just the miscommunication from us coming here and letting everybody know as far as getting an extension for the.
So what's your estimation then going forward, how much longer it's going to take you to finish the repairs?
¿Cómo en cuánto cree que cabe? So as long as we have the plumber finish the tap in and all that, then everything else should progress pretty quickly. It all just depends on when we can actually get the tap in place.
You got to give us some kind of time
Some
frame
kind of
pretty
estimate.
quickly. We can't go with.
¿Cuánto quiere darle un estimado de cuánto cree que pueda acabar con el trabajo?
Yo acabo 2-3 meses, acabo nomás que el plomero me saque trabajo.
He's saying once we get the plumbing roughed in as a tap in, then he should only take maybe 3 to 4 months to get everything else established on the property.
So I had a question, is like, what has the plumber been paid so that we can get the tap-in done?
Yes, it's just the scheduling for the plumber itself. I guess he's just overbooked at the moment, but we are trying to get him to kind of concentrate a little bit on our project just to get that going, because that is delaying the rest of the progress inside the property. So once we get that going with him, then we should be able to move fluently without any stops or anything.
Yeah, the frustrating thing, because, I think Mr. Soto's got a good reputation as a contractor, so I just don't understand why the plumber, how they can't get a plumber or the plumber in there to get this moving, because that seems to be what's holding it up. From our perspective, and talking to Mr. Kearney and Mr. Castro, I think what needs to happen is we want to get Mr. Luter or somebody in there, an inspector, plumbing inspector potentially in there like right away to take a look at it and say like, okay, look, here's where the tap in, let's go, let's get it going. Because it was on November 30th, we still had the tap in problem.
Right.
Right, so we haven't progressed for a month and 4 days. So I don't know if maybe Mr. Soto or his agent here can speak to that, but we just need to get it moving, right?
¿Cuál es la compañía del plomero? He is just a new plumber that got transferred over from Illinois, so he was barely getting acquainted with the process of how to
Get a
move,
license?
just move here. I believe he is licensed and
What's
he
the name?
has.
Is he licensed?
Mike, that's Mike Blumen, is J.
Sir, we want you to succeed. We honestly do.
Correct.
But if one plumber is holding this up, you have to
Yes.
find another licensed plumber
Correct.
at this point, because I think it's been long enough.
Just
So I don't know if the city's if they're opposed to this, but we're going to set a reasonable amount of time, and there has to be progress done by then.
correct.
If not, then we're going to have to move forward with something different, and we don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
We are trying to move forward. Like I said, we did do a majority of the work for the second floor. It's just, the problem is just covering up the subfloor on the first floor because it is a crawl space.
Okay, so is anybody opposed to having another inspection done so that we can get in there and see what you're talking
No,
about?
there is no problem for no inspection.
Okay.
The doors are open. We are constantly working at the property as soon as, we just had some delays with the electrical too.
Yeah.
That took over 3 weeks
Billy and
just
I
to
will
get
make-
power in there.
Kevin, Donnie said he would be able to go tomorrow if that's doable.
We'll get in there tomorrow with
Can-
Billy.
He can come tomorrow to do the inspection?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine. Is
okay,
there,
for sure.
All right.
A time?
I'll make sure Billy's with me. He's back tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll both go there.
Can you coordinate a
Yep.
time with them?
Yep.
Okay, they'll
Yeah.
give you a call.
Do they have to pay for it, or is it?
No.
Okay.
We'll just-
So the only other thing I want to say is that if the inspection goes well, we need Mr. Flores to enter into a new rehab agreement.
That was my next
And so
question,
then
yeah.
When you go with Mr. Luter tomorrow, get
Have him-
him to get a new rehab inspection, or new rehab agreement ready, or tell me that he needs a new rehab agreement. We'll get it to
Okay.
Mr. Flores for signature.
Okay,
And
gotcha,
then set
sir.
it for status.
So
Okay,
what, a week or two?
I'd say 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
The 18th of January? Okay. Good? Okay.
Motion to set the matter for status for January 18th, 2024.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. He just wanted to state the plumber is RKE Construction.
Okay.
And
I
like I
think-
said, they're new.
I think that is
license
one of
in
the new
town,
guys,
But they are
yeah,
trying to move
yeah.
forward. They had been trying to maneuver everything, working with the city to try to figure out how it was. He just wasn't, he didn't have the knowledge as for what was he supposed to tap into and what was the city supposed to take care of? Because there was an issue trying to find the actual tap. And there
Okay.
has been a little bit delayed just because we had some problems with NIPSCO getting the power turned back on. There was some process with the engineering. They had to run the meter boxes or something because they had cut the power off, so we were without power for like 2 weeks. And then just the holidays and everything got in the way, and then, but we got power just a few days ago. So
Okay.
we have been trying to move forward.
Well, I think we have a good plan now. They'll come and inspect tomorrow, and hopefully, if that plumber's going to keep
Yes,
putting you out, we'll get another plumber, okay?
that's just
Okay.
been the biggest issue. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
thank you, guys, thank you. Okay, moving on to letter B, status for 1434 Sherman.
Okay, 14.
You guys are free to go.
Yeah, you guys can go. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. So this was Mr. Ubaldo Bernal. You may remember the family came.
Yep.
And we needed a rehab. They were going to pay for the inspection. We set it for status for today, so I'm just looking for Mr. Castro to give us a status on where we are on this property. I don't show a signed agreement in here, but I do show it.
It's not signed.
Not signed.
No.
So we never got a signed agreement. The Bernals never showed back up. We set it over for today just to see what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked with Mr. Luter earlier, or yesterday, and he said he wasn't sure that they had even had the rehab agreement yet at the time.
I
So
will
if they
say-
have it.
Rehab agreement only went out yesterday.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it just went out, so we just need to wait for them to come back in with the signed rehab agreement, because they have a contractor lined up already with Serrano, so.
So we need
So we'll
to
just
give,
set it for, I guess what'll happen is Linda will set it over for approval of the rehab once we get it signed from the owner.
so nothing needs to happen
No action
today?
today.
No status? Okay. We know it, actually. Okay. Moving on to letter C, status, 90-day temporary stop sign at 412 through 424, block of Cleveland.
I have a written recommendation of the board to go ahead and make those stop signs on Cleveland at Garfield permanent. So I have a letter for you.
Okay. I like the way you skulked up to the microphone, too. Very nice.
Very
nice.
skulking-like behavior.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Thank you.
Motion to, sorry, go ahead. Motion to approve the stop signs and to make them permanent.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You have to be sent to the council, correct?
Linda will, yeah, it's always 7 days, and she'll send that, and
Gotcha.
of course, make it part of the annual ordinance.
Okay, the meeting's open to the public. Does anybody have anything they want to say? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.